Her work is literally mind-boggling. And I said literally. She is a neuroscientist, an artist, a farmer. Gail Gras de Nunez is here. Tell us a little bit about your work. I said it's mind-boggling for a reason.
That was a very good description. Well, I call it brain painting, and all of my artwork is based on histological work. That's the study of tissues that I did when I was working on my doctoral degree, and a staining procedure that I developed that produces really exquisite color, very unusual. And from the time I was a graduate student, I had always wanted to find a way to express what I see when I go down the microscope. And for me, that's like Alice going down the rabbit hole. There's a whole nother world down there. But when I was in graduate school, there was really no way for me to share that. So I had to wait 25 years.
And originally, as a little girl, you liked art. And then once you looked down the microscope, it's like you said.
My world changed.
Your world changed and you went toward that way. So tell us a little bit how you do your art before we take a look at it.
All right. Well, the recent show that I finished was called Media Mixed Over Time. And that's because each of these pieces really started 25, 30 years ago. And I've also waited for technology to make it possible. So I have everything that I created in graduate school, all my laboratory notebooks, all of my slides, and I've carried them around to each place we've lived for all these years.
Knowing that you were going to eventually do something with it?
That someday I wanted to, that I really wanted to. And when digital microscopy came out and the price got low enough, I bought a microscope with a digital microscopy camera and started re-photographing my old slides. And I consider that to be the canvas upon which I paint. That's the basic canvas, all of the work that's using actual, the tissue. And then I use a digital paint program to paint in what I see or what I've always seen there. And it's very interactive kind of artwork. I would never tell anyone, oh no, I didn't put that there, because it takes away the viewer's creative process. Because you can look and you'll see things I didn't put there, but that's where it's interactive.
And we do have some of your work that we shot, and actually as we take a look at it, you really have to sit and stare at it a little bit, and even the camera kind of goes a little bit too fast almost.
Those are some of the original histological sections. Those are actually 10-micron sections of embryonic brain tissue. And those are my old lab notebooks, which are probably more personal than many scientists' lab notebooks. I always wrote how I was feeling about it all as well. And I think you get a sense of what kind of process that ends up being. Very, oh, this is one of my favorite pieces. That's a synapse en passage that I was always very enchanted with. And of course, there isn't anything like that really down there, but that's what I see. And this one is called What the Waters Brought Forth. It's a Genesis piece, basically. And the theme, really, with all of my work, is the critical importance of point of view. So in most of my work, how you look at it in terms of the viewing distance, whether you're standing 6 feet away or, I like to say, eyelashes to the canvas, you will see completely different creatures and features. And the message in it is really about, point of view, that it's all where you're standing and how closely you look. And let's see, what else?
I noticed that you put a lot of biblical messages as well as animals. I mean, you talked about the Genesis, and then you had Jonah's World is actually another one of your pieces, and a lot of different animals inside there. I'm assuming because you're a farmer, you put some animals in there.
Well, sea animals. It's great source material, okay? And so some of the early pieces have, employed that. But really, it's the fantasy world that I saw and really was not able to share with others when I was a graduate student. And I have to tell you, I spent a lot more hours wandering around in that landscape than my research warranted. It was just a fascinating place to be.
Well, you are just fascinating, and you've talked about, well, earlier about you just have like a passion for learning.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself going as an artist?
Whew. Well, I'm at a kind of a tricky point with what I'm portraying, because what I portray is a lot of complexity. And what I see is ultimately there, you know, deeper than the level that light microscopy can go, deeper than the level electron microscopy can go, is that all the basic units are the same in the sense that we're all connected. So I have to find a way to go from the detail and complexity of my current work and to bring in that on a different level. There's very pure simplicity where I guess the individuation is what's an illusion. And really, you know, there's communication and being connected under that.
I have to say, for anyone who wants to take a look at your work, you can go to brainpainter.com, and I mean, literally, you can sit and look at your work for, I mean, possibly hours, but at least a while, because you can turn it, you can look at so many different things. But what we'll do is we'll link to your website.
Okay, thank you.
So WNIT.org, or also thebrainpainter.com, and you can check out Gail Gross de Nunez.
Well done.
Check out her work. Hey, thanks so much
Thank
for
you,
being
Jamie.
here. Very
It
unique.
was really a thrill.
Hey, thank you.